Hi guys, today we're going to talk about relations versus functions. A function is a special type of relation. So everything we're going to talk about today is a relation, but some of them are functions and some are not. A relation is a function if each input has exactly one output. That's the most important piece of information, but we're going to make that clearer over the course of the video. Some technical definitions. A set is an infinite or finite collection of objects in which order has no significance and multiplicity is generally also ignored. The most important part of this is it's a collection of objects. When I say order has no significance, I'm saying I don't care if you say Charles then Frank versus Frank then Charles. And multiplicity would be saying if you list Charles twice, it's we don't care. We're just counting Charles once. A relation is a subset of ordered pairs D, R from the sets D and R. I'm naming these D and R because of domain and range, although it's technically not domain and range when we are dealing with just a normal relation. For a function, it's a relation where each element of D, the domain, matches with exactly one element of R, the range. We see this written as f of D equals R. Putting D in as an input always gives an output of R. That's what the exactly one element of R part means. So here are some examples where both cases are relations, but one of them is also a function. So here we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 as our inputs, and those are our outputs. Each input, sometimes one input has two inputs, say 4, negative 2, has the same output as 0, negative 2, but that's okay. This is still a function. But this one, we have a single input of 0, negative 2, and we have the same input, 0, 2, has a different output. So that can't be a function. That's not a function because there are the same input appears twice, having different outputs. Here we have it displayed graphically. And let's look at each of the x-coordinates. Most of the x-coordinates are very obvious that it has only one output, but here we have an x-coordinate with multiple outputs. So this is not a function. And this one, because of the open circle, it doesn't have that the positive number as an output, but it does have the negative number as an output. So this is a function. We should technically check all of the other x-coordinates as well, but it's very obvious that there's no other y-coordinate for this x-coordinate, or no other y-coordinate for this x-coordinate. In an equation, well, the easiest way to determine that it's an equation is to solve it for the output variable. So if we subtract x squared from both sides and get y squared equals 25 minus x squared, we have to take plus or minus the square root of both sides. So does this give exactly one output for each input? No, that's not true. When we plug something in here, we will get plus or minus. So we'll get two answers, two y values for the same x value. That is not a function. Over here, we subtract x from both sides. Y equals 25 minus x. Perfectly fine function. Each input will only give us one output, so it is a function. All of these are relations, but only some of them are functions. In a word problem, you have to think, well, does each input have exactly one output? If we talk about the sets of couples in a sitcom, well, for some sitcoms, you might have, say, Brad is dating, I don't know, Amy, and Brad is also dating Carol, and they don't know, Amy and Carol don't know about each other. Brad's cheating on one of them with the other. Um, this is an example of not a function, because you can't say, "Oh, find Brad, find who he's dating." Well, he's dating two different people. There are two different outputs for one input. But if we talk about currently married couples, and I had to put both of these words because sometimes people marry and then divorce and then remarry in a sitcom, but I don't really see cases where one person's married to two people simultaneously. So, when we talk about who is this person married to, well, this person, Brad, can only be married to one person. Let's say it's Amy. So this is a currently married couple, even though Brad and Carol could be a couple in the sitcom. Brad can't be married to both of them at the same time. So this would be a function because each input has exactly one output. So the key is that a function is a special type of relation, and a relation is a function if each input has exactly one output. Thanks.